He was recently sworn in as the newest member of the Chesapeake Fire Department and is assigned to the Chesapeake Fire Marshal's office. Please welcome to the show Cinco and Deputy Fire Marshal Whit Gibbs. Welcome both to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Now, what is the process, or what was the process for the fire department to obtain Cinco?
So the ATF has dogs strategically placed throughout the United States. Virginia Beach had the last dog. Their dog retired, which opened up the region for us. We applied with the application process, and we were awarded the dog.
Okay. Now, how long has he been with the department? Pretty recent.
So yes, we are actually finishing up our second week home.
Okay.
We've been together for a couple weeks with our training.
And the training was sort of a long process. Can you tell me a little bit about what was involved in that?
Sure. So we started together at the end of October and did 6 weeks in Front Royal, Virginia, to include weekends. It was 7 days a week training all day. It was good training, but it was long.
I'm sure it is. And how old is Cinco?
Cinco's 2.5.
2.5.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, he's just going to relax. That's great. Now, what makes Cinco a good candidate for this position?
I believe that the lab has just the all-around package. Their temperaments, their nose is great. They've been doing it for a long time. They're great with people. It's just, I think it's just the total package.
Right. So compared to like a dog that would be appropriate for the police department.
Correct.
It's you can see he's pretty laid back.
Right. Right. Yes. They're all bred for different things, and this is just what they've are right for.
So he has been on the job for a couple weeks and apparently has worn him out.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what the past couple weeks have been like.
We've had 2 call-outs that we've been to, one in the city, one in a neighboring city. And then he's a food reward dog, so every day he has to train in order to eat. It's part of how the job is done. So every day we train, and every day he learns more.
Now, what's involved in the training?
We set up scenarios, so I'll go out and hide some accelerants, different classes of accelerants at different places, inside, outside, on people, cars, and then I'll go work them through, and he'll find them, and as he finds them, he gets to eat, and he eats out of my hand, and then we wrap that up, and then he gets to go back to doing this.
So tell me, for those people who may not really understand what an accelerant is, what is an accelerant in relation to, like, say, a fire?
So an accelerant is an ignitable liquid is what he's looking for, and it's something that's going to accelerate a fire. So gasoline, diesel, tiki torch oil, stuff like that, and then a whole bunch of other products and classes in between those.
So being able to detect that would help determine what causes a fire, and in some cases they would be considered deliberate?
Correct, yes. So he's an investigator, so we'll go in and look for the origin of the fire. If it's a suspicious fire, we'll bring him in, have him check to see if there were any accelerants that were used. A lot of times they'll burn away and there'll be just trace amounts somewhere, and he can find those.
So what is the benefit for the fire department in regard to having an accelerant canine as opposed to not having one? Say,
it's an awesome tool in the toolbox. He's a regional asset, and since he's an ATF canine, we also are a national response team, so we can be called up through them. So it really gets us out and about, and it also, having this tool is amazing. There's things that he can pick up that we would have never found with our normal investigations.
And it has a lot to do with just his ability to detect certain scents?
Yes.
Okay, whereas a human may not necessarily be able to do that.
Correct.
So you said he's a local and a regional asset.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
So being ATF, the ATF can call us if they have anything big, or they have response teams for large incidents. And then also, since we're the regional dog, any of the neighboring cities can call us, and we'll respond there to assist them with their investigations as well.
What is ATF? Remind me.
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms.
Okay,
Yes.
so if there's something that's in say California and they needed,
We wouldn't be the first pick for
Right,
California
but if
because
it was-
there are 61 dogs
Oh, okay.
for the ATF across the United States.
Okay.
But so anywhere on this side, if all the dogs in between here and there were
Right.
busy, then yes, we would get the California call, which we would definitely go to. So
depends on the size of the event and where
Yes,
it's located
yes,
as well.
correct,
Okay, and
correct.
and where he goes, you go.
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so tell
we
me
are
a
a
little
team.
bit about that. I mean, what does Cinco do, like when his work day is over, or what are his work hours?
So his work hours are the same as mine, which could be, we could get called out at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's a normal pet when he's not working. He goes in the office, he lives in my house,
Mm-hmm.
my kids hang all over him. He's great with my other dog. He's, as you can tell, not much bothers him. But I promise you, when it's time to work, he
does his job,
Yes,
right.
he's very good.
Yeah, that's great. So, like, I think you mentioned earlier that you have another animal who has been pretty receptive to having Cinco as the newest member of your household, as well
Yes.
as the fire department.
Yes. So I have a black lab at home, and she looks at me every morning when we leave, and I think she's saying, "Don't bring them back." But then when we come back
She's
each evening, yeah, she welcomes them back, and so everybody's doing very well with the new member.
So he understands, or your other dog understands that he's going to work.
Yes.
So.
I try to explain it that we're not going out to have fun, that we're going to work.
Right. But it probably is fun.
It is.
I know he's probably received a lot of attention since he's been
Yes.
at the city, and
Yes.
probably in the department as well. So, thank you both for being here. I appreciate it, and
Thank you
we
for
look
having us.
forward to seeing Cinco awake and
Yes,
on the
right.
job.
Good job,
Thank
buddy.
you, Cinco, for coming on. We appreciate it.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks again.
Thank you.